Hello, everyone. My name is Brandon. Welcome to our Team True Blue November edition of our opportunity presentation as well as a virtual workshop. I'm super excited for you guys to be able to look in on something we're very excited about. I don't know how you were invited or what actually you've seen so far, but if your health is important to you, you're in the right place. You know, not too long ago, someone introduced me to this, and let's just say it has been an amazing experience. And so we enjoy sharing the information with people that we know and people that we come in contact with. I'm 46, almost 47 years old. I've been married for over 25 years. I got married really young. 2 kids, 13 and 11 years old, and just doing what most people would think is the normal thing, right? Went to school. Actually was able to start my own business, my wife and I together at a young age. And we just went to work, hustled. And after about 17 years of doing that, there was some reflection period. And we realized that we were just making money. We weren't getting further along financially, and we were getting older. And there were some health issues with that, as well as some unfinished goals that we wanted to accomplish. And so we found something that we're, as I said, super excited about, and we know for the future that we've got something that we're working on for us, and at the same time improving our own health, our family's health, our loved ones' health. And so we're excited to share this information with you guys today. You know, our bodies are absolutely amazing. They know how to take care of themselves, but early in your 20s, definitely by your 30s, for sure by your 40s, you realize you're getting older, and getting older is not a bad thing. It's just the side effects of getting older, and it can be pretty serious. And so we found something a few years ago that has absolutely changed our health, and it's simple. It's a medical, we call it simple. We call it the crazy yellow pill, actually, because it is crazy. The results are crazy. The medical field, the universities call it a medical breakthrough. It's called Protandim Nrf2 activation. And we just want to start by showing you a quick video clip that was done by ABC News many years ago, actually, that kind of was where this thing started. It'll give you an explanation of what Protandim is, what we're excited about, and realize it's ABC News. And, I missed this. You probably missed it the first time it aired. But just know that we've built quite a story around this with some amazing results and some advancements since then. So let me share my screen. Give me 1 second. We'll play that video, and then we'll come right back. So let me click a few buttons so the sound is going to be good for everybody. And now you should be able to see my screen, and let me click the video.
The following is an ABC Primetime investigative report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life.
It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Can we scoot? Yeah, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
High oxidative stress
let me stop the screen share there and come back to you guys.
Alzheimer's disease, depression. I don't want to wait
my internet connection's unstable right now, so I hope that we're still getting a good feed. So I've been taking this product for a while now, pharmaceuticals to fix. And ever since I've been taking Protandim, I've not had those same issues. And so for me, I take it so that I can do the very best of my ability to slow down cellular aging. You saw the graph. We gave this product to people between 80 years old and 20 years old. After they took the product, they could no longer tell the difference between an 80-year-old and a 20-year-old when they were looking for oxidative stress in the body. Oxidative stress is not a disease, but it's what leads to every disease you know. And just know that when you take Protandim, it reduces oxidative stress. It's like rust. And guys, that's where it started. But now we have over 24 studies that say the same thing. They've tested it on a number of different, well, a lot of things. Get with the person that put you on here, and you guys can get into some more details of what some of that was. But the results is amazing, and the science is beyond real. It's the real deal, peer-reviewed, published studies in some of the most prestigious journals there are. I mean, we've got a lot of physicians involved with this because this is literally a medical breakthrough. And so, yes, I take the product, many take the product, and we're excited about it because, like I said, I don't mind getting older as long as I don't feel like I'm getting older. And I've seen some serious health issues happen in my family, and I don't want any part of that. And so when we saw this, it led to some more questions, and we found out that there was a model that we could take advantage of financially. And let's just put it out there, guys. I was 37 when I found this, and I was making money, but I wasn't happy. I was just trading time for money. And at some point in your life, either you don't have enough money or you don't have enough time. Maybe you don't have both. And something has to be done. And so we found out that there were people just like you, people just like me, that were interested in making some extra money. And for some, it's a few bucks. For others, they want to make more than a few bucks. And that possibility is there. But I want to do is share with you people just like yourself, a few stories. I want you to look in on a few stories of people that saw what you just saw and made a decision to take advantage of it. Really quick clip, but I think you guys will thoroughly enjoy what I'm about to show you.
I clearly remember waking up one day and thinking that this is what every day is going to look like for the rest of my life. You know, wake up, get the kids ready for school, go to work, come home, feed the kids, go to bed, and do it all over again the next day.
The exact moment, I know when it was. I was watching my grandma get ready for work. She's 75 years old. She didn't want to go to work, but she had to.
Well, it hit us like a flash of lightning. Isaiah and I were working on what we were going to do after he retired and put numbers together, and turned out that we would need
I am sorry, guys. I hope that didn't stop the video, but I think it did.
$2 million if we live to be 80. Yeah, $2 million. There's no way, right?
The economy tanked and my firm went under, and I'm not looking for a job, you know? I'm overqualified, and they got these college kids getting out of college that are willing to work for pennies. You know, I thought you work hard, you're loyal to the company, and everything's gonna be fine, but that just wasn't the case.
I was excited about my job, you know, I was positive about it. It was the job I always wanted to have, but then I realized that all I was doing was working. Long hours, weekends, and one day when I was in the bus, I saw this park, beautiful park, families playing, and I realized I never do that anymore. What can I do so I can live today and not wait for some unknown future so I can start living my life?
You know, I had this degree from an amazing university, all my friends did, and we thought that when we got out of college that we were going to be able to find a job just like that. And that wasn't the case. You know, we got out, couldn't find a job in our field, and that was when I decided that something needed to be different.
Can you believe 70% of people in the US won't be able to retire, like my grandma? It made me realize that I needed to do something different for my family outside of that broken system.
I had to take control.
I just knew something had to change, you know?
Nobody was going to determine my worth but me.
I learned about Protandim and how it was the result of a huge scientific breakthrough in something in our bodies called NRF2. It's actually a protein in our genes.
Oh yeah, I mean, Harvard, LSU, Ohio State, University of Colorado, Denver.
Texas Tech, Virginia Commonwealth, Colorado State.
Free Radical Biology, the American Journal of Physiology, Circulation. I read them all.
I even watched ABC Primetime, NBC Today show. I mean, I wanted to know everything, and it was indisputable.
This product was proven over and over again.
Well, the study showed that Protandim was literally combating the effects of aging at a cellular level. Just as soon as I realized that I could have a business and it helped people, I mean, everybody says that they want to help people, you know, but we really do. I really help people.
Yeah, for me, it was a big deal that we were a global public company traded on the NASDAQ. I mean, just knowing that we hold ourselves to a higher standard of responsibility, of quality, transparency, and that was important to me.
And then the check started coming. I actually even have my very first check in a place where I can see it, just to remember how once upon a time life was passing me by.
Well, it wasn't huge, of course, when we first started, but we started making enough to pay things like groceries and rent, and last month we even took a vacation. And now we have a retirement, right?
Well, my favorite thing is when they ask me, so what do you do for a living? And I tell them, I help people. And I do. I help people retire. I help people be happy. That's my job. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, I mean, with a franchise, I mean, really, I would just be managing someone else's business. But with LifeVantage, this is my business, and it's how I support my family. But I also get to live my life. You know, I get time to spend with my family and my kids, and I'm present now, rather than my mind being somewhere else.
I feel like this is the first time in our lives that we don't wonder what our future is going to look like.
It's a group, you know, I'm not alone. I love it. I'm not alone, and I don't have to worry about people trying to climb over me to get ahead or people hoping that I fail within the company. It's the people that I work with now actually care about my success. You know, they care about me succeeding within this company, and yeah, I love it.
LifeVantage is just great. I mean, I love it that they are never content with just standing still. I mean, they could have said with this breakthrough with NRF2 that they were done.
Yeah, but they don't. And they didn't, and they won't. They keep researching, they keep innovating, and instead of focusing on fads, they're using nutrigenomics to create products that people love and that people actually use.
That's the community I joined, a community that keeps on researching, keeps innovating. That's why we're a leader of the nutrigenomic field, because we keep building on our research.
My favorite part is that I get to be with my kids. I get to help people. It's not a job if it's something you believe in, it's a life.
What she says, we're getting healthy and wealthy. I just call it freedom.
So sorry about that little bit of an interruption there. Yeah, that was actually one of our doctors that we work with that was calling in, and all these things are connected to each other. But nevertheless, guys, what you just saw is people just like you and I, normal people from different walks of life that are doing life. But life is kind of, running them. And that last couple said they call it freedom. They wanted freedom. That's what my wife and I wanted, was some more freedom and some more choice. And that is exactly what, by us saying yes to this product and yes to this company, LifeVantage, publicly traded, has led to. My wife and I have been involved now for a couple years and has completely transformed our time that we have with our family, as well as our finances. And so step one, guys, is start taking the product. Start taking Protandim. I take something called a Vitality Stack, which has Protandim in it and a few other essentials if you kind of take your health pretty serious. I do, as I said, there's some serious diseases that run in my family. I lost my grandfather in his 50s. And I don't want to repeat that. And we know now with nutrigenomics, we don't necessarily have to live out the same DNA patterns of our parents or grandparents. And so step one, start taking the products. At a very minimal, this product right here is a game changer, Protandim. And in most markets, it's $41 for a month's supply. But get with the person that invited you here, and you guys can figure those details out. Step two is, if you want to start earning some money or you want to share this with some people and get your products for free, become a distributor. Ask for the link from the person who invited you to watch this. Ask for their link. They can send you a text message or an email. It's a one-click thing, and you end up in what we call our virtual website that the company gives us. Makes it super simple to share this information and to start to build an organization and build a commission check. And so step two is become a distributor. And what do? You simply share this video. That's what we did. My wife and I simply started showing this video to people. And the more people you show, the faster it grows and the bigger it gets. And those kits, there's 3 kits. There's a silver kit, a gold kit, and a platinum kit. My wife and I joined on the platinum, the larger kit. It's what I would suggest for you. But of course, we want you to be able to have that conversation with the person that put you on here, because you getting started is the most important thing, not exactly what kit it is. And so I like to tell people too, we're really excited to see what you're going to do with this information. No decision is still a decision. Time moves without us. And I'm really glad you were able to take a look at what we're so excited about. Get with the person that puts you on here and have them share with you also the income earning statement. That would be a piece of financial information that would be very interesting for you to look at. They can break down for you the type of money that's available to be made from just a little or a lot. My wife and I happen to be Master Pro 10s. That means nothing to you, but if you look at that income earning statement, it might. And just know that we'd never done this before. I'm not a salesman. In fact, I was really bad at it. I'm just a person that wanted some change in their life, and I showed a lot of people this video, and we hope you do the same. So that wraps up our opportunity portion of this presentation. So what I want you guys to do right now is just kind of hit pause on this and get with the people in the room that are ready to sign up. If you're ready to get the product, say I'm ready to get the product, and get signed up so you can get the product coming to you. We even have some free shipping. So if free shipping is important to you, ask about that. If you want the product and you want to start making some money, if you're open to business opportunities, you've looked at that income earning statement, you're like, yeah, then let's sign up as a distributor as well, and stay tuned, because as soon as you press unpause, we're going to start doing a virtual workshop of taking people through the steps to get started. So thank you guys. Hit pause, and we'll see you in just a minute. All right. So I hope you guys are ready to rock and roll. We are ready to rock and roll. You might see some friends of mine coming on the screen. What is up, guys? How are y'all doing today?
What's going on? Look up here.
Oh.
Where's the camera? I was freaking out. One of our doctors from Orlando, I don't know if that came through on your side. My phone's connected, and it was like making a bunch of racket. So I'm like, oh gosh.
Yeah, so you got a phone call in the middle of the broadcast.
Yeah, I'm like, how did that happen? So I put my phone on airplane mode, so it's dead. No one's getting through right now. Not even
We got the baby asleep on the chair over there. So let's see if we can get through this while she stays asleep.
All right, so let me hurry up and introduce these guys to you guys. This is Tim and Sarah Cox, guys. They're out of Louisiana, just above the lake. They're good friends of ours, an amazing story. I've known these guys for a while. Just had a new baby. They may tell you a little bit about that. In fact, it's not the first time I see Sarah since the baby, but we've been busy. We've been busy for a few weeks, so I haven't been able to see her face. It's great seeing you guys. So they're going to help us with some training today. They are Pro 8s. If you just looked at that income earning statement that I encourage you to look at, you can tell that Pro 8 is a significant rank in our company, and it comes with a significant residual income. And you might be thinking, dang, how's these young folks making that kind of money? So you might want to listen up. You might want to pay attention. So you guys, it's all yours. We're all ears.
You want to kick it off?
We didn't talk about, he said who's going first. I said, I don't know. We're just in survival mode kind of over here, but we're starting to get in the groove, starting to figure out life with 2 babies now. And it's been fun over here with my 3 to 5 broken hours of sleep. But we're making it work, and we're very excited about the time in LifeVantage right now, because we've been a part of the company for 7.5 years now. And when I saw this information from a product standpoint, I knew that this was something I absolutely wanted to take for the rest of my life. And as we learned more about the product, the better it got. And the longer I've been with the company, the bigger the opportunity became. And it's because of a simple system and because of working together as a team that we've been able to create an income that provides a lifestyle where we get to be stay at home, work from home. We call it slay at home parents, and be full-time parents to our 2 little girls. We have a 19-month-old and a 4-week-old baby girl. And we get to be part-time network marketers. And if you want to kind of tell them what network marketing actually is, so they can really kind of wrap their head around what this opportunity means, because some people really understand network marketing. For those that understand it, we know that it creates a lifestyle of leverage that you just really can't get anywhere else. But for those that don't understand it completely, they may tend to kind of want to run the other way and go, oh no, not one of those things. So help them kind of understand what network marketing really is.
Yeah, so first and foremost, Brandon, thank you for having us on here. It's always an honor.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's an honor and privilege to be able to share this message with anybody, because I can remember back when I was brand new, I can remember having no idea what network marketing was. I remember no idea what LifeVantage was, what Protandim was. And I had some really good mentors and friends that kind of tucked me under their wing and said, let me show you how this business works. And so hopefully something we say today can resonate with you and you can carry that along in your journey. So the basic to the core understanding network marketing is important because I think so many people join this industry and they have no idea what they really got themselves into. Now, on a basic level, what network marketing is they have allowed people the ability to partner with the company, consume some amazing products, and share those products with anybody that they know, right? At the core is what network marketing is. But the great thing about network marketing is they allow you to find other people that are willing to take those products, have some amazing changes, and share that with the world. And so all network marketing is a different distribution method. We don't have our products on retail shelves. We don't spend big dollars to advertise commercials to drive people to the stores. All of our products are shipped directly from the company to the consumer. And it's our job to go out there and share the message and build a network of people that are consuming the products, loving the products, and also finding other people that want to consume the products and love the products. Consumer of sharing, the way of sharing from person to person is one of the most powerful ways. I mean, you guys know, you can see a commercial 5-10 times about a certain product and it just kind of goes in one ear, out the other. But if you have one of your really good friends that shows up at your house and they're wearing those shoes or they're wearing that shirt and they're bragging about it, all of a sudden you want to maybe have that product, right? So that to the core is what network marketing is. And this is why I love it. I come from a background of traditional business, as Brandon did. And I think most people want to own a business, but most people don't want to actually have to run a business. I mean, wouldn't you agree with that, Brandon? Owning a traditional business, the benefits of making your own choices and having something that's yours and creating some leveraged income with employees or subcontractors is great. But I think most people don't have the capacity or the drive or the discipline to be able to own a business. And self-employment is when you work for yourself. People can hire you. It's contract labor. It's freelance work, right? You can go out and get hired. But there's no leverage in self-employment. And so this is what I love about network marketing. Network marketing is right there in between self-employment and business ownership, because we have the flexibility of self-employment, but we have the leverage of owning a business without all the overhead. So this business has obviously changed our life. We didn't have kids when we first got started, but after a few years, we started deciding, hey, we want to start a family. And if we can get this business where we need it to be, we can one day be at home to be able to raise our kids. And it's been such a blessing for us, even though some days we kind of want to pull our hair out.
But you know, when you talk about leverage, our business grew by 20% last month, and I was on the couch with a newborn baby the whole time.
The newborn, yeah, that's leverage. Yeah.
So yeah, and I just have to say, network marketing has some of the best products out there, but the best products on the planet are in LifeVantage. And it is just incredible that a product with this much science and a product line with this much significance and the role that we are playing in just transforming the way the world is going to think about health and wellness, that ended up in our hands. That is our opportunity, and it's here for us now to take advantage of. And the world is moving towards network marketing. I recently signed up for some meal delivery services and stuff to simplify our life so we could focus on the business. And they have a refer a friend and you both get $40 off 2 weeks of ordering. That's network marketing. Companies know that the best form of advertisement is word of mouth. And so we're in the best place at the right time with the right group of people because we have a system that's very simple. And I think a lot of times we don't think that it could be that easy. So we tend to want to overcomplicate it. So if you want to kind of start explaining what to do first.
So now hopefully you have a better understanding of what network marketing is. And now you're like, okay, what do I do with that information? How do I actually launch my business? Well, one of the first steps that I usually take with a brand new distributor is to set some goals. We need to know what exactly you want out of your business. How much money do you want to make? How much time are you willing to invest in it, right? How far are you willing to go? Because when you partner up with a company and you partner up with your sponsor, you are going on a journey together. And if you have two different ideas of how far that journey is going to be, it usually doesn't work out. If I said, Sarah, let's go for it. Let's train for a race next month. And she had an idea that we were going to run a 5K. And I had an idea that we were going to run 26-mile marathon. This training session and the expectations, she want to run it. But that just gives you a picture of what it's like when you partner up with somebody and maybe you want to go and just make a little bit of extra money and they're thinking you want to be a top earner. or vice versa. You're thinking that they want to make a little bit of extra money and they want to be a top earner. Now, you have to be on the same page. So the reason why we goal set is we want to know exactly what you want out of it and what you're willing to commit. And then we can form a strategy of how much time are we going to put into it? How much are we going to invest, right? How much commitments are you going to make? How many other things in your life are you going to set aside to make this happen? And then we can move forward, lock in step, understanding that we're on the same page with each other. Wouldn't you say that's important?
That is very important. And what's also important when you're goal setting is to set goals and reward yourself along the way and really visualize what you want when you get there. Last night, we started talking about, because I felt like maybe our holdup with not being Pro 9 yet is I don't know what life actually is going to be like for us at Pro 9. So you have to visualize what you want out of your life. Our life right now is exactly what I had visualized whenever I first got started. I wanted to be able to be home with my babies when I had a family and travel the world whenever we wanted to and get paid to do it all and be paid to be me. Whatever that meant, the best version of me, and just step into that leadership role. I visualized it and here we are. And so we have to take that vision to the next level. So where do you want your life to be? And then align that with everything Tim just said about setting goals and when are you going to work your business? And I'm telling you, the busier you are, I think it's better.
Busy people get stuff done.
Yeah, I'm getting way more done now that I have 2 kids than when I had no kids. When I had no kids, I had too much time. I didn't know what to do with it. And so now it's like I have to be very focused in what I'm doing. And you have to be focused and intentional with building your business as well.
Yeah, and just understand, guys, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You can definitely get rich faster than some of the other methods out there. But this is not one of those deals where you can just work your business 5 minutes a week and all of a sudden you're going to be a top earner. You have to understand that the more you want out of your business, the more you will have to invest in your business. And if you say, I want to be an Elite Pro 7, which is 100,000 in volume a month or anything above that, we have to have a conversation about what it's going to take to get there, because it does take some sacrifice. It does take time and energy. It does take maybe turning the TV off, right? If you love to watch a bunch of TV in the afternoon, or you love to play golf, or you love to go and watch every sports game, those are completely fine. I love that stuff too. But if you want a lot out of this business, and if you want this to be something that one day can create enough income to bring home a spouse, or enough income to bring home both spouses, it's going to take a little bit of short-term sacrifice and commitment to make that happen.
But don't be overwhelmed by that, because it may literally start off for you in 5-minute increments throughout your day. Like now that I have 2 kids, if I get away and go to the grocery store, when I pull up and park, that may be when I'm sending a couple of voice messages to people to try and connect with people. And if you're consistently doing those actions, the compound effect can be tremendous. So it doesn't have to be an hour at a time. If you can give it a focused hour, great. But if you only can do 5 minutes here and there, then that's what you need to do.
Yep. So step 1, you want to get into the meat of
databasing. That was my favorite step whenever I first signed up. So this whole business really runs off of having a list of people to talk to. And so every month I like to go into the month with a plan of at least 15 to 20 people that I have in mind that I know that I'm going to talk to. And throughout the course of the month, I'm adding to that list. I'm meeting new people, I'm reconnecting with old friends, and have a plan for the month so you know that at minimum, you are talking to these people. And some of them, you may be ready to have that conversation. When you first get started, you probably have 5 people that you're thinking of that either would hugely benefit from the product or would be really interested in the business. Start with those 5 people. Don't overwhelm yourself. Send messages, call those 5 people. If it's people that you call them. If it's people that you text them that you want to talk to them. A very simple invite of, hey, I want to talk to you about something later. When are you available? And you may have to shoot them a couple of time options when you're available, because people are really busy. So have your list of people that you want to share this with, and do not prejudge anyone. You have no idea what's going on in people's lives. You only know what they show you. And so after I'd been involved in this business for about 6 months, I actually found LifeVantage. A friend of mine had posted her experience with Protandim on Facebook 7.5 years ago, and I had actually skipped out of work that day because I was like, it was beautiful outside, and I just couldn't stand to be locked in the office for a beautiful day. I skipped out of work. I'm scrolling through Facebook, and I see the results that she had on Protandim, and I messaged her. I didn't even have the same issues she was having. She just sounded like she felt good, and I wanted it. And she said, watch this video. You can only get it from a distributor. I'm thinking about becoming one. I watched the video. I become a distributor, and the rest is history. And 6 months in, I started thinking, if I didn't come to her, would she have called me? And I called her and I asked her, and she said she would not have called and told me about this because she thought that I loved my job and my life was exactly where I wanted it to be. Where in reality, I'm skipping out of work because I cannot stand it. And I'm trying to figure out what is my purpose on this planet. And so she totally prejudged me. And had I not found this, our lives would not be in the place that it is today. She gets to be a work from home mom with her 5 children now. So don't prejudge anyone. Share everything with them and keep it very simple. Your job is not to explain the products. It's not to explain what oxidative stress is. Don't go in depth about any of that. Let the videos do the talking for you. LifeVantage has some incredible tools. Team True Blue has some incredible tools to help you share the story. So a simple invite of you wanting to talk to someone, to talk to them about something, and do they have 10 minutes to watch a video? If I sent you a 10-minute video, or however long the video you're using is, would you watch it? And just let them hear the enthusiasm and the excitement that you have towards what we're doing.
Yeah, that's a big deal is to not be the message. I mean, curiosity really wins in this business. When people are curious and they want to check stuff out, they're willing to go the extra mile to see it. If they feel like they've seen it all, they're not going to do it. Think about your favorite movie that you've ever watched. If before you went to see that movie, somebody explained everything that happened in the movie. They explained, you know, what do they call whatever you tell what happens in the movie? It's a spoiler. If they gave you all the spoilers in the movie, you're not going to go watch that movie. And so if you explain everything to somebody before they have the chance to really see it the right way, you're basically spoiling the movie. So you want to create that curiosity. Now, what you need to understand is that the higher your belief in what you have, when you first start, your belief is not going to be as high as, say, somebody who's been in for a while. The higher your belief, the more you're going to want to go and tell everybody on your database. But when you first start, your belief isn't there yet. So what you're going to do is exactly what she said not to do, is prejudge. You're going to be going through your list and you're going to say, well, this person doesn't need to hear about it. This person, they have all the money they need. This person is happy. They don't need it. But as you start to go and attend events and you start to have success, you're going to find yourself adding people to your database that you had left off before. I don't know how many times I've gone to distributors that have been in for a few weeks or a few months, and they redo their database and they say, I thought I ran out of people, but I added another 50 people to my list. It was because they were prejudging at the very beginning. So if you're brand new, even the people that you feel like would never in a million years do this, or don't need the products, or don't need the business, put them on your list anyway, because there's going to be a point in time when you're going to be courageous enough to go and contact those people. Now, you have to understand that the ones that you feel are going to be really good in this business may not do it. And some of the ones that you feel like are never going to do it will end up being your best distributors. That's our experience.
Yes.
But go ahead. I would say when it comes down to inviting, those simply, well, like she said, my most successful invite when I first started was, what are you doing tomorrow at 12 o'clock? There's something I want to talk to you about. And I would just invite people to meet with me, and I would bring somebody, we'd play a video, and we'd have a business conversation. That's the invite I use over and over and over again. Now, it may not always be that easy with people. So you need to understand that in our business, with our business opportunity and with our products, we have solutions to a lot of different problems, but not everybody is looking for that solution. So we have products that can help you with your health. We have a business that can help you create more money. We have a business that could eventually help you create more time. You can travel, you can build a network of people, a bunch of friends, right? So if you take all these positive things that we have in our business and you just become a solution solver, you find out where people's wants and needs are, then your invite will reveal itself. So if I was talking to Brandon and Brandon's talking about how he loves his job, and I mean, he hates his job, but he's making really good money. If I could say, what if I could show you a way to do something else that would give you more time and you not to have to spend so much time at that job, right? So he revealed the invite based off of the things that he was telling me. And so with your friends, they might not be interested at all in Protandim, but what if they're really interested in the weight management system? Or what if they're really interested in the hair care system? Or what if they're interested in making some extra money? And so if you get really good at asking the right questions with your prospects, they will reveal to you what part of our business or what part of our products is a right fit for them.
Yeah, the more listening you do to people, the better. That way you know how to formulate the perfect invite for them. But for your 5 people that you're thinking of when you first get started, it's literally something as simple as like, I came across something really big and I have to tell you about this. Like, it may or may not be for you, but I can't not tell you. You're one of my closest friends. And then you set up a time to show them. But as you're starting to move past your warm market and you're starting to kind of get into the cold market, people you don't know as well, you need to get to know them and find what their pain is. If you have a friend that does love their job, which we do have friends that love their jobs, if you talk to them about replacing their income so they can come home, that's not even a thought for them. That's not even anything they're trying to do. But if you can share with them a way that they can live longer and help the people that they love live longer, that might get their attention.
Yeah. And so also understand that when somebody tells you no, they're not telling you no, so don't take it personally, right? That will stop you in your tracks if you take it personally when somebody tells you no. Understand that. Be unattached. Be completely emotionally unattached to when somebody says you no. It's easier said than done. But understand that people have a lot of things happening in their lives. You might call your best friend and so much stuff happened at work. He got home, the kids are screaming, the wife is mad at him, and you call him up like, hey, you want to check out this opportunity? Like, no, I don't. You can't take that personally because you don't know what's going on in their lives. So likely the first time they tell you no is not going to be ultimately they could end up joining you. That's why we always say the fortune is in the follow-up. Mm-hmm. If you make sure you follow up with your prospects, something might change in their life later on down the road for them to say, well, I wasn't ready at the time, but now I'm ready. Now I have my own personal story here that in 2010, my good friends, Tim and Tori Hill, and I believe Tori Hill has taken part of this training, they tried to show me LifeVantage in 2010. And at the time I had my head deep into my business. I had a construction business. And right around that time when they invited me to take a look at it, the BP oil spill happened in the Gulf of Mexico. So you can imagine what things were like in my construction industry and things around town. I had no time or energy to go look at a business. And so the timing wasn't right in my life, but we shot them down so hard that they felt like we would never want to do with it. Well, fast forward, I lost my business, moved back to my hometown. My sister approached me with the same business and I was all ears. And I've been committed for the last 7 years to LifeVantage and network marketing. So that's the perfect example of how somebody may not be ready for it then, but it's important to stay in contact with them and follow up because eventually something might change and they might want to join you in the business.
Can I ask you something about that scenario real quick?
Sure.
And Sarah, that your story about databasing was awesome. Like that was awesome. Like the fact that you pursued her and she may have never told you, like the thought of that just blew my mind. I know that story, but that blows my mind that's how little things can change massively because you guys have thousands of people that are in your organization. So that was awesome.
Tell everyone.
Yeah.
That'd be so sad if she went off and did this without me.
Right. I mean, our list of people normally starts off small because we feel like that's the people that are going to join us. And in reality, you never know who's going to join us. But Tim, I'm just curious when you said that. Nothing against Tim and Tori because they're amazing people. We know that. They're our business partners. But do you think coming from your sister was a different message than hearing it from Tim and Tori?
I think maybe. But the most important thing was the timing in my life was not right? And in fact, when my sister called me, it's not like I was open to do it. I actually shot her down too. Still, but I said, put me on the product. And then a week later, I decided to join the business because I had a little bit of the fear of missing out. But that does play a part sometimes though, because sometimes our friends, judge us a certain way based off of the things that we've accomplished in life or didn't accomplish or what we've been into. So I probably was a little more open to listen to my sister. But it's important that when you're inviting somebody to take a look at it, you have to introduce them to somebody else who's the expert, right? And use that third-party validation, because sometimes they prejudge you based off of what you may or may not have accomplished in life. And so if you can introduce them to something and somebody else to tell the story, it takes you out of the equation, at least temporarily, so they can see the message from somebody that they may right off the bat respect a little bit more, or not as honest and negative too,
Yeah, so I was 25 whenever I got started, and I was working in the oil and gas industry. So what did I know about health and wellness and network marketing and business? I didn't know anything. Like, who was I? I needed to use that third party expert for any of it to make any sense to anyone.
Yeah. I just reminded me of my story a little bit, because it was my cousin that introduced us. And I knew it was network marketing. I didn't want anything to do with it, but because I trusted her, trust is a big part of this, belief in who you're talking to. So a lot of times people they're really tentative to talk to their closest circle of people. But honestly, those are the people that trust you and know you. Sarah, you're 100% right, though. They trust you, but they also know you, right? Like, they know you in and out, right? And so I knew my cousin wasn't a doctor. I knew she wasn't a nutritionist. And so in the back of my mind, I was going, what does she know? I mean, I trust her, I love her, but what does she know? Well, she put me on the phone with someone else that I didn't know, but knew this stuff in and out and answered my questions, and here we are. So
I will tell you this, Brandon. Had they actually physically came to me at the time to show me, I would have 100% listened. But I was living, like an hour and a half away, and I just didn't see the value in it for me to make the extra mile to go to the presentation that they invited me to. And so if you know somebody well enough and you feel like they're worth you making a little bit of trip, sometimes going to their house and saying, hey, take a look at this, is enough of a push for them to say, okay, I'll take a look. And so I always tell them, I'm like, okay, you didn't follow up with me. But the truth is, if they would have just showed up, and because I know back in the day, that was a big part of the way people were doing things. You go and you say, hey, we're launching this thing. You got to take a look at it. And it makes people more likely to look at it. Now, I don't recommend you driving around to every single person to go show them. But if you have a certain relationship with somebody and you feel like, hey, this person would be really good for this or whatever, and you feel like making that drive, sometimes that little ounce of extra effort is all that is needed to get somebody to take a look.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Before you jump on to your next thing, I just want to add something that goes right along with this. Last weekend, we were at a big training event, and we were encouraged to send out a text message. And I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to read this to you right off my phone, because it is so simple, but it led to an enrollment yesterday. I got a new business partner off this text message, okay? So it simply says, hey, bro. Now, okay, it was a guy. Yeah, I don't know. You may say, hey, girl, what's up, dude, sister, however you address people. You are not in a million years going to believe what I found out this weekend. Do you have 10 minutes for me on Monday or Tuesday? I'm telling you guys that are listening to my voice right now, that is gold. I sent it out. Every person I sent it to, I got appointments. And one has already turned into a distributor. So, hey, bro, dudette, girl, whatever. You are not in a million years going to believe what I found out this weekend. Do you have 10 minutes for me on Monday or Tuesday? Try that today, guys. Text that message to 10 people. And I'm just telling you, it's gold. It is absolute gold.
I did it too. And I already met with one the other day, and he's probably going to enroll. And then another one I had a phone conversation with yesterday, and we're going to get together with him and his wife within the next couple of days, because he really wants to do it. And he wants us to explain fully what it's all about. So it's the simplicity of it. You share a little of the excitement and just invite them to come take a look.
Send that message to 10 people when we're done with
All right, 10 people.
All right, so roll with what you got next. What are you thinking?
Okay, so in talking about the follow-up, and I don't want to go too far into it, but I want you to know that a lot of the work that you do right now, even the people that want to do it and they say, I'm ready to get started, sometimes it takes 30, 60, 90 days before they actually pull the trigger. So don't get discouraged if you go all out and you take massive action and you expose this to at least 15 people a month, and the month ends and you don't enroll anyone. Don't get discouraged, because 2 months later, you may enroll 3, 4, 5 people from the work that you did before. And again, that's easier said than done, because I'll tell you, at the end of June and at the end of July, I cried, because I took so much action and I put in so much work and I spoke to so many people. I tracked my activity. And when the month ended and I didn't have the enrollments that I expected, I was upset, and I was like, I'm not any good at this business. What am I even doing here? And he had to talk some sense into me. And we're pro 8s, and I know how this all goes, but the emotions do get wrapped up in it sometimes. But then in the next coming months, we've enrolled several people from the work that we did then. So you have to keep planting those seeds and continue to follow up with people, build those relationships, and really care about people. Understand that wherever their life is right now, it may not be the right time for them to come on board, and you have to respect that. I mean, if someone approached me with this whenever we just have a new baby, you can't think. And so that's what's happening in people's lives. People are going through things. They're having health issues, they're having financial issues, and who knows what else that's stopping them from seeing what this really is. And so be a friend first, and just share what we have and let it all play out the way that it's supposed to, using the tools, using the team, and it'll all work out. I promise. You just have to keep taking action.
Make sure, though, that you don't start to equate following up with asking your friend if they're ready to join. Because if all of your follow-ups is every time you talk to your friend, you're like, you ready to join? You ready to join? Guess what? They're going to expect that. They're going to expect when you're calling, the only reason why you're calling is to see if I'm ready to join the business. So your friends love to buy stuff. They just don't like to be sold. And so I like what she said about being a friend, that just focus on building strong relationships and trust with your friends. And eventually they're going to be more likely to join. If you make this all about LifeVantage and all about our products, you're going to run a lot of people off. And in the 7 years we've been involved, we've run off 0 people, because we don't make it just about the business or products. Now, yes, you want to have a little bit of sense of urgency. And if somebody's interested, say in a scale of 1 to 10, they're a 6 or a 7 or an 8, then yes, you can put a little bit more pressure and try to, get their questions answered to get them to a buying decision. But if somebody's not really interested, the worst thing you can do is keep calling them and bugging them about the business. Just focus on being a friend. Now, I always say, set up a follow-up from the current meeting, right? Book a meeting from a meeting. And so if I'm talking to Sarah and she's like, I'm a 6 out of 10, I'll say, well, look, why don't I check back with you in 2 weeks? I'll give you some stuff to look at. Does that sound good? I'm going to put that meeting in my calendar for 2 weeks. But guess what? I'm not going to just wait for 2 weeks to contact her and talk about the business. In between that time, I'm just going to focus on being a friend and focus on strengthening that relationship. That way they know if I'm calling, it's not necessarily about the business or products, and it's safe for them to actually pick up the phone. And so the more you focus on being friends with people and adding value to their lives, the more likely they're going to be to make a buying decision with you, whether joining the business or buying the product. So don't make it all about the business, right? And that's why it's important for you to invite people further on in your database. Instead of saying, I'm going to join this business, I have 20 people that are going to join with me. How about saying, I'm going to talk to everybody on my list so I can figure out which 20 to 30 people are going to do this. That's the mindset that you have to have with people. And every time you talk to them or follow up, you're planting seeds with them, and you just water those seeds over time. It takes a little bit of effort. And when I first joined, it was explained to me like this: building this business is like pushing a boulder up the hill. You're pushing, you're pushing, you're pushing. You don't feel like anything's happening, but eventually you're going to reach a tipping point where your business starts to get so much momentum, it's almost as if that boulder rolls off on the other side and starts steamrolling down the other side. Now, getting to that point of momentum takes a lot of effort and consistency. If I would say there's one thing that will separate you from success and not having success, is the consistency. It doesn't matter if you're contacting 10 people a day or contacting 10 people a week or 10 people a month. If you consistently do that over time, you will have success. Your friends that you invite to take a look at this, they're watching you. They want to see, if you're going to have success, but they want to see if you're going to stick with this. Because so many people join home businesses and start network marketing businesses, and they tell their friends they're going to retire, they're going to be rich, this is it, this is the thing. And literally 2 weeks later, 2 months later, they're gone. They're not talking about it. They're in a different business. So there's no commitment and there's no consistency. You'll set yourself apart with your friends. If you show them that you're committed and you're going to stay committed to this one company and you're going to stay consistent in building your business, and they're going to respect you for that. I can't even tell you how many people respect us because we haven't jumped around to different companies. We've been consistent with our efforts, but we've been a friend as well. And we haven't run anybody off. In fact, we have a lot of friends that still support us. And even if they didn't join us in the business, almost every single month, we're getting more and more of them to join us as customers. So,
yeah, I think I do have one guy that I may have ran off recently. He was so ready to do it, and then he just went MIA. That does happen sometimes. And what you're saying about, you know, when you take this seriously, others will take you seriously. When I got started, so I struggled. I started off super slow. I hit Pro 1 my first week. That was fast. But then I didn't even hang on to it for like 4 or 5 months. And I was telling my friends everything he was saying. I mean, I was saying really ridiculous things that I shouldn't have been saying. And they didn't join me. And they wanted to wait and see what I was going to do with this. And in my mind, I'm like, I need you to join me so I could do something with this, you know, but they wanted to wait and see what I was going to do. And what I did was I attended all of the events. I went to the conventions. I went to the trainings. I didn't go with them on the boat because I was working my business, and they were like, man, Sarah's really taking this seriously. And when they asked me how it was going, it was always going great. I had hit the first rank in the company. Things were about to take off, even though I was like really crying inside. Like, is this even going to happen for me? But I stayed plugged in, so I believed, and I stayed positive, and then they did join me. And very quickly, I went from Pro 2 to Pro 6. I'm talking like 5 or 6 months. Things just blew up because I was consistent, because I stayed plugged in, and because I stayed positive through the whole thing. So it is pushing a boulder uphill. And there are going to be times when you're like, is this going to happen for me? Yes. Yes, it will. As long as you don't give up, and as long as you keep improving your skill set and really take this, if you want to go to the top, you have to treat this like a profession, and you can do it.
Yeah, treat it like a multi-million-dollar business opportunity, because it certainly can be. One of the great things about our business is, you know, it's not that much to start. One of the bad things about our business is it's not that much to start. So people tend to look at the low barrier of entry and treat it like a little side hobby, right? We all know how much money hobbies make you. Very few people are actually making money with their hobbies. In fact, it costs you a lot of money. And so if I could give you one suggestion and close this thing out, guys, is really think about what you want out of this. If you want this to be that thing, if you want this to change your life financially, if you want to change your life from a time standpoint, if you want to just build a massive organization and people that support each other and are building this business together, if that's what you want out of this, figuring out what things in your life that don't necessarily make you better, that aren't necessarily making you any money, and sacrifice some of those things short term to create a business that can give you all of that time on the back end. When we first started, we decided we were canceling cable. We canceled cable. We didn't watch TV. In fact, I'm a diehard football fan like Brandon is. I didn't watch the Saints or LSU football for the first couple of years I was in this business. I looked at the score, but I was so focused on building my business because I knew that if I put enough business on the front end, I would have enough time on the back end where I could not watch it on TV. I could actually go to the games and go to the away games. And that was what drove me in the beginning, is to create some of that time freedom on the back end. And when you get to that place where you have a business that is completely supporting you, and you know you start the month and it's completely covering your bills, you realize that everything that you did, all the no's, all the struggles, all the heartache, all the tears, I didn't have any tears, but the tears, it was all worth it in the end. So my advice to you is that, you know, start goal setting, but stretch yourself a little bit, because I can guarantee you when you get going in this business, you start to have success, your goals are going to change. So whatever you want out of it, stretch yourself a little bit more, stretch your vision on what this thing could do for you, and then talk to your sponsor, talk to your leader and say, this is what I want. Let's go out there and make it happen, and just commit yourself for the next few years in making it happen for you and your business and your family. Because I can tell you, if you have your family, we have a family, we know what your family wants is you. They want time from you. They want you to be present. They don't necessarily need more things, but they need you. And we all spend so much time chasing the dollar that we don't spend as much time on the things that really mean as much to us, and that's spending time with our families. And so this is one thing that continues to drive us to build this thing bigger and better, because these 2 little girls that we have, we want to be there for them. We want to be present, and we want to take them around the world. So that's our goal with this thing. And we're so excited to have you guys on board, and we look forward to meeting you in the future. You have anything you want to close this thing out with?
Just that I am cheering you all on, and hopefully I'll see you at the top.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. You guys just heard from 6-figure earners, and Sarah, you look awesome no matter what, but with a 4-week-old, you're doing great. You guys are doing amazing. And whether people want to admit it or not, you guys are living what a lot of people would really love to have their kids, doing the deal, both at home. I know you guys' schedules pretty much, and you guys are seeing the authentic thing. So thank you guys so much. This was good. Like, I'm sitting back listening to you guys, putting myself in the new person's shoes, and I'm like, oh, this is good. This is really, really, really good. So thank you guys for being on. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys soon. So guys, what they were going over was some of the finer points of our checklist. And you can find that checklist at teamtrueblue.org. teamtrueblue.org. Just go to the Getting Started tab. Maybe someone printed off at the training you're at right now some of those checklists, but if not, you can go there and download it. Shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes to fill it out. And some of the things that they just talked about are on there, as well as a launch date. If you're going to start a business, you have to open the doors at some point. One of the biggest mistakes we see with people that start this is because of fear, they kind of just put their toe in the water. And I get that psychologically, but as Tim said, if you had just invested $100 or $200 or $300,000 in a business, you're not putting your toe in the water. Like, you're coming strong. Like, you're putting flyers out. You're talking, and I'm not encouraging you to put flyers out, but it's not going to be a secret. And when you call your friends, it's not going to be like, hey, do you want to come check out my restaurant? You're going to be like, hey, I just opened a restaurant and you guys have to come check it out. So don't be nonchalant, but pick a date. But know that you're not alone in this, that we have a system. That system is very simple, of you just opening the door to find out who may be interested in getting some information. And as Sarah said perfectly, you need third-party validation. And so you're just kind of relaying your story and your excitement, letting someone else tell the story. Tim talked about that. So you need a launch date, and that's on the checklist. I want you to get connected to our team. Our team has been around for 7.5, maybe 8 years. It's Team True Blue. Go onto our Facebook page. Start there. Make sure you get added to our Facebook tribe, our community there, so you can see what we're about. There's a lot of fun things going on there. If you don't believe we have fun, you should just scroll back to last weekend, which was the last weekend in October. Scroll back to that weekend, and we had a blast out in Salt Lake City with some amazing presenters. So we love to have fun. As Sarah said, we do travel the world. Get connected to our Facebook groups. We have a social media strategy that we use to build this business. So that reminds me, please do not. If you have already, we'll try to correct it. But please do not go on Facebook today or any day, and especially if you're new, and start announcing to the world that you've joined LifeVantage and that everybody should take this product and show a picture of the product. Don't do that. Please don't do that. You just created a lot of work for yourself. If you did, we'll help you fix it, but don't do that. We have social media strategies. We have social media trainings right on teamtrueblue.org. Get with the person that got you onto this to start with, and let's start with some simple strategies. That starts with your profile picture. It's attractive. It's not a picture of, a cat or a car. It's a picture of you. It's why it's called Facebook. And so we have had success there if that's a place that you want to build your business, part-time or full-time. We know people that build their entire business off Facebook. I don't, because I like talking to people. I like going to restaurants. I like being around. I like doing lunch meetings. Honestly, I work from home, and I like to leave the house to see other human beings. So I build my business both online and off of line. So get connected. And definitely schedule a method of daily operation, right? We call it your DMO, your daily method of operation. You need a DMO, whether that's one phone call a day, that's your daily method of operation. I'm gonna call one person a day, or I'm gonna call 10 people a day. Get with the person that enrolled you and your support team, and let's work out for you your daily method of operation. But don't schedule that meeting until you filled out this checklist. That checklist is essential for the sit down or virtual online meeting that you're gonna have with your support team to find out what your daily method of operation is so that we can hit your goals and your expectation. But schedule that. And that needs to be scheduled before your launch date, right? We gotta kind of set you up for success. Now, Tim talked about follow-up. We've got Miss Tori Hill that's gonna help us with follow-up. She is one of the best we have at follow-up. She sent us in a quick video. So let me share my screen there and let Miss Tori Hill talk to you guys a little bit about follow-up.
Hey, LifeVantage family, Tori Hill from Houma, Louisiana. And I'm going to spend a couple of minutes with you with something that I think is super important, and that's the follow-up. You got to go out, you got to invite, you got to introduce this to people, you follow the system, you get the validation, and some people are going to tell you no, which I don't take personally. No doesn't mean no, it means no, not right now. Or some people are going to say, this all sounds great, right now is not the time. You have to have a system in place. I came up with a $10 system. I went and I bought a binder, I bought some loose leaf sheets of paper, and I bought 13 dividers. One says urgent, the rest say January through December. And what I do is every single person I talk to about this gets a sheet. I write their name, I write what video they watched, who did the validation call, was it a home meeting, was it a one-on-one? I write what was said. And if they tell me no, I always say this, it's the magic words, and start using it, because in 8 years, nobody has ever told me no. Ask them, can I keep you in the loop? And they're gonna tell you yes. Every time something exciting happens, we get a new product launch, like our hair care system, make sure you follow up with them. So I'll give you an example. My girlfriend, Andre. Been knowing her for my whole life. Professional hairdresser. I shared this with her 5 years ago. I had a validation call, went like clockwork, but at the time she was going through some hard times in her life. And I wrote exactly what was said. She said, Tori, call me back in about 6 months. Because I said, can I keep you in the loop? So I took my binder, I went back 6 months, I put her sheet in there. So the first of every month, like today, I go in there and I pull all those sheets out. That's my follow-ups. I read over them because I keep this personal. So let's say, Andre. Next time I called her, I said, Andre, last time we spoke, you were going through this in your life. How are you? Keep it personal. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, and that's a fact. So what I did is I followed up with her. It's been 5 years. About 2 months ago, I walked into her hair salon. We've got the best hair care system in the world right now. Everybody needs to know about it. So I walked in, I caught her up on it. I had Brandon Cunningham waiting just to validate what I was telling her, and she was in. I want a platinum pack, I'm all in. Guess what? Something happened to her that day with her car. So what did I do? I took my sheet, I wrote all of that down. Next time I called her, which was a week later, I said, Andre, did you get your car fixed? I kept it personal. But from there, we've been talking constantly, and she's still in. I just have to wait until it's the perfect time for her. So roll those no's off, come up with a follow-up system. How do I take this system to Facebook? That post that we all did where we had great responses, holding up the crazy yellow pill, I had over 100 likes, probably over 100 comments.
Oh, okay. I think that's where, yep, that video that ended there. So maybe it cut off for her. But that was Tori there sharing with you some of the follow-up. She is amazing. I love that binder system. I honestly do the same thing. Not the binder, but I use a hard little notebook with, you know, a little folder in the back where I can keep everything. I also do keep some stuff on my cell phone. The way you do it's not important. What's important is that you have a system and that it works, right? That you're not, things aren't falling through the crack. And so follow-up is the key, guys. Follow up, follow up, follow up. 5 years she was following up. I've personally enrolled someone that I talked to about this. 8 years. 8 years is the biggest gap for me so far. And I know some of you guys are going, oh my goodness, they're going to have to wait 8 years. No, well, not necessarily. But we talked to a lot of people. And Sarah was right. They're watching you. They're simply watching you. And if you're involved 6 months later, they're going to be surprised. If you're involved 8 years later, they're going to join you just out of curiosity. I'm just saying. So I hope that's been really beneficial for you guys. We're going to transition a little bit on the training here. We're going to talk about how to get to Pro 3. But I just wanted you guys, before we go any further, to know what kind of team you're joining. Now, LifeVantage is the company. But we have this team, Team TrueBlue, and I'm just going to tell you guys that it's at its core what's missing in a lot of people's lives. We developed some core values, and those core values were developed by just thinking about what's missing in most people's adult lives. For me, like core value number one is that we live our life with purpose and intention. And I was just working. All I was doing was making money. I wasn't living a life of real intention. I was just making money. And that's how people end up 65 years old and broke, is they're just working. And if you're that experienced in life and that's where you find yourself now, we just want people happy. If you're happy, we're happy. But I was not happy because I was not living with purpose and intention. Number two is that we provide everyone, we provide all an equal opportunity of impact. You guys know that many people work harder than someone else and they get paid less. Women get paid less than men. It's not fair. There are people that move to this country that get paid a lot less to do harder work. That's not fair. And so what this is a level playing field. It doesn't matter where you're from, what your color is, what your age is, what your gender is, what your education is. It's fair. It rewards hustle and effort. That's what it rewards. And that's why I'm super excited about this opportunity. We look for opportunities to celebrate life and recognize other people. Like, when's the last time you went to work and you got like a bunch of pats on the back and people were just constantly telling you how amazing you are and how much you've contributed to their lives? No, most people are used to a couple pennies raised, like a 3% or 5% raise. Are you kidding me? Come on. No, we don't do that. We look for ways to celebrate other people's accomplishments and recognize that in many, many, many ways. We're resilient as a group. Things are going to happen. And we know that there's an obstacle to be learned. There's a lesson to be learned in every obstacle. And so we firmly believe it's not what happens to you in your life, it's how you react to that. And so that's a core value of ours. We're solution seekers. We're constantly in the mode of figuring problems out, because here's the deal, guys. If you will help someone else figure out the solution to their problem, whether their problem's money or time or health, if you can figure that out for them, you'll have everything you want. If you can help someone else figure out their problems by giving them a solution, you will have everything you want. So we stay in solution mode at all times. We have a philosophy that it's our team and our company and own it. Meaning we're going to protect the company, we're going to protect our team, but it's yours to own. It's not mine, it's not someone else's. We do this as a team. And lastly, we lead with kindness. Guys, I heard something this past weekend that I'm going to tell a lot of people. Listen, the question is, raise your hand if you're from planet Earth. Go ahead. Raise your hand. My hand's up. Raise your hand if you're from planet Earth. Go ahead, do it. That means we're all brothers and sisters. Doesn't matter where you're from or your color. We're brothers and sisters, right? If you are a human being. And so treat people with kindness. We get so wrapped up in agendas and what the news does to people. Oh, gross. Guys, we love our team. We love our core values. I just wanted to get that in there. It's a big part of who you're joining if you choose to join us, because we feel like those things are missing. Let's go hit Pacesetter, guys. If you don't know what Pacesetter is, it's money in your pocket for hitting Pro 2 in your first 30 days. Go get to Pro 3 and do that in your first 90 days, and we'll put $700 extra in your pocket. Then also ask about our Pro 5 Hustle. Our Pro 5 Hustle, guys, will put $2,250 in your pocket. On top of the $700, we're talking nearly $3,000 extra money up for grabs for you just to go do what we do anyway. And that's tell people about this and get after it. So ask some questions around that. And I want to share with you guys something we're very, very excited about. We call it the Map to Pro 3. I'm going to share my screen one more time, but it's a PowerPoint. And it's a simple way at looking at how to make money in this business in its most simple form. So let me see if I can hit the right slide. Well, let me share my screen one more time. Not a video this time. Hit this. Here we go. And we're going to go full screen. That's not the one I want. That's the final step. We're going to go to the first step. Let's not do this backwards. Let's do it forward. Okay, the Map to Pro 3, how to earn $7,000 this year. Do the math, divide that by 12. That's a little under $600 per month. Guys, we know most people join network marketing companies to make a few $100 a month. We know that a few $100 a month in a bank account makes a massive difference in people's stress and finances. And so we have to start here. If you're not a Pro 3, this is the map, okay? If you are a Pro 3, it's a good refresher, and we've got a Map to Pro 5 that we're going to be training on at another time. So let's jump to the first step. First step, and you can't stop any steps, guys. It's like a baby. Babies do not run before they walk, and they do not walk before they crawl, okay? Step 1 is reach 200 PV, personal volume. Now you can do that by using the products and then telling the story. So you may actually consume $200 of product a month yourself. We do, I do. And so if that's you, if you want the Vitality Stack and you want our hair care system, or you want Vitality Stack and the skincare, you're already over 200 PV and fully commissionable. Everything we do financially revolves around people using product. And it starts with you financially building a rock solid team around the philosophy that the first step is everybody has 200 PV through their personal consumption, or use the products. Maybe you say, hey, I just want Protandim. It's $41 plus shipping and handling. That's all I want. If you'll take Protandim for 30 days or longer, usually takes about, 90 days, you'll develop a story. Some people develop it within days, some people develop it within weeks, but by 90 days, most everybody I know develops a story around this. They can see something's different. And if you'll simply tell that story to enough people, you're going to get 200 PV. Okay. Step 1, don't go to step 2 until you have 200 PV and you've got a product story, all right, that you can share, all right? Let's go to step 2. Step 2 is find 3 people that would like to earn an extra $588 a month. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly $588, but you're gonna see how that plays out. The point is you've developed a product story and you've got some customers now. And when you get customers, you start getting these things in the mail called checks. Or you get a debit card and you start getting these direct deposits. And now, not only do you have a product story, but you have a business story. Like, you're going, guys, I started taking this product, I started telling some people about it, showing them a video, and I've got these checks coming in. And now they're not big, but I got checks coming in the mail. See? So tell your product story and then start telling the business story. And if you do that, you're going to find 3 people that go, you know what? I want to take the products. And I would like some extra money. Let's do this together. So step 2 is go get 3 distributors. Okay, let's go to step 3. Step 3, help those 3 distributors get their 200 PV. And how are you going to do that? You are going to teach them how to tell their product story. You know how to do it. You got 200 PV. Teach them exactly what you did. Raise their belief through education, not hype, not anything that's not true. Through education, their belief is up. They're loving the products. They're going to share that. They're going to get 200 PV, okay? There's no need to go to step 4 until you got step 3 covered. Get your 3 people, your 3 distributors, help them get 200 PV. Now they're earning checks and you're earning residual checks as well for helping them get what they want. Remember, one of the biggest misconceptions is that we're trying to make money off of our friends. That couldn't be further from the truth. What we're doing is we're trying to solve some problems. Our friends want to get healthy. Our friends want to make some extra money. Well, this is a plan. It's not like I'm going to make money. No, we're going to do this together. We're going to do this together, okay? So teach them how to tell that product story. Let's go to step 4. Final step, guys. Teach those 3 people how to tell their product story and business story, right? And help them get their 3 business partners, and you go 3 deep, all right? Let me show you what this looks like. This is the final slide. So look, guys, step 1 is you get your 200 PV, okay? Step 2 is you go get your 3 people. So just follow the graph here. 3 people at 200 PV is 600 OV. That's organizational volume. Organizational volume. And 600 points at organizational volume pays you 2% in our Unilevel. Now, this is just one of our 6 bonuses, okay? So that's why this is conservative numbers. It's going to earn you $12. And I know what you're saying. It's the same thing I said. Whoop-de-doo, $12. I kind of reminded me of Tommy Boy there. Kind of dating myself a little bit. Anyway, $12. But here is network marketing. When you can teach people that's all your efforts. But when you can teach those 3 people what you did, now you've got 9. And those 9 people with 200 PV personal volume, do the math, 9 times 2 is 1,800. 1,800 times 5% is now $90. And it's $90 plus the $12, so that's $102 a month, guys, with just your set of couple friends and their friends. $102. Do what you want. You go out to dinner on it, pay a cell phone bill, put some gas in the car. It's $102 you didn't have the month before, and it's so simple, and it can be done this month, okay? Now, that final slide was show them how to duplicate it just one more level. Just if you will be responsible for 3 levels of people, if you will help your friends and help their friends, this thing is $7 grand a month for you, all right? So on that 3rd level, those 9 getting 3, that's 27 people, plus the 200, that's $5,400 in commissions on that level, or not commissions, $5,400 in volume, times 9% in volume, that's $486 for that month, plus the 90, plus the 12, that's $588. So at the bottom, it's 39 total people, that's $7,800 in volume or points, and that's $588 a month. That's well beyond Pro 3. You're almost on the way to Pro 4 at that point. You can look at the income earning statement and see how this thing starts to shake out. But this is a simple approach. Do not skip a step. If you are a Pro 3 and something's I want you to go back in your organization, and if you got what I call Swiss cheese, where you might have 6 people you've assigned, not 3, but only one of them has 200 PV, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, guys. Find the people, help them get their product story so they can have their PV, tell that story, duplicate it 3 levels, get the business story in there, and you're earning $588 a month, guys, $7,000 a year. This is the map to Pro 3. It could not be more simple. I can't wait for you, once you get to Pro 3, for us to share with you the map to Pro 5. It is phenomenal with a couple extra steps, and I'm not talking just in depth, some simple things. I hope you guys have enjoyed what we have for you today. Let me come out of the main screen here and close that out and stop the share there. So guys, we're looks like about an hour and a half into this training. And I just think what you guys got today from Tim and Sarah and Tori and some of the other prep work has been extremely valuable. Don't overcomplicate this thing. But Tim alluded to it. You got to do the work. And something I heard this weekend I'm going to share with you guys in closing is this. I'm not going to get, religious on you. I do have a spiritual side to me, but we live in a world where there's animals. And, you think of the birds. Have you ever seen a bird that's just like so feeble it can't move? I mean, they get disease, but most birds, they all look the same. They fly around, and it's because there's plenty of food. There's plenty of food for the birds to eat, right? But guess what? God doesn't put the food in their mouth. They have to leave the nest. What's the point? And I'm not talking about you leaving the house to go to work to put food on the table. I'm saying for those birds, if they don't leave the nest, they get hungry. So if you're hungry for more time freedom, if you're hungry for more financial freedom, no one is going to come and put it in your mouth. You're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to leave the nest, guys. The food's there. The opportunity is there. This opportunity is as real gets. In fact, it is the best business opportunity I've ever taken part of. I've never been presented a better business opportunity than this for the masses. It's changed my life, but I had to go do the work. Okay. And it just started a little at a time. So guys, the food's there. You just got to go, you got to leave the nest. Go get your own food, but the food is there. This team is amazing. You guys, I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do with this. I hope you've enjoyed this training, and I hope when we finish this and this thing ends, I hope you get all of your questions answered. I hope you join us, and I hope you stick around. Hang out with the people that are there, figure out who you're going to be partnering up with, and let's get to work right away creating whatever it is that you want to create out of this opportunity. And let's go make some people healthy. I mean, we're on a mission to do that. At a minimal, start taking this product. It's a game changer. If people you love, you want to live longer, the National Institute of Aging says if you take this, they've proven you can live longer. I'm trying to censor myself, but go read the study. The National Institute of Aging says this extends the lives of mammals, okay? So if you love someone, get them on it. And if you love them, they probably want you to be around, so you should be on it at a minimum. And if you're going to do that, you might want to have some extra money. So join up with us and let's go have some fun. Thank all of you that were here. Tim and Sarah, you guys rocked. Tori, thank you for submitting the video. And we will see you guys in December, the first Saturday there, for another virtual training. And by then, maybe you'll be a Pro 3 and you'll have a team there with you. That's my hope. So you guys have a great day. See you later.